everyone, and welcome to Dueling Dragon Gaming. We're here for another episode of Gamers Guests. Today, I have the Cartridge Crusaders on board with me.
Hello.
Two relatively smart gamers in terms of gamer knowledge and crap.
No.
You give us too much credit.
Yeah, maybe. As I'm currently sitting in your nerd dungeon, full of every single video game you could ever want.
Yeah.
Anyway,
For the most part.
so this is just a general gaming quiz.
Oh boy.
Because originally I was going to just have you, Varys, do a Sonic quiz, and then I thought it would be funny or better if we did a cross promotion and included Dan as well, the other heart of you guys' channel.
Yay.
I agree.
So you guys can either work together, you can work against each other. It's entirely up to you. You can compete to see who can get the most right separate, or you could compete together. I don't care.
I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
There is no way in hell that if we compete, I'm getting anywhere near, anywhere close.
Listen, I just gotta say, out of all of the crossovers you've had, I'm so glad you were able to manage to get Kitchen Nightmares this time.
Exactly.
Thank God for Gordon and his will to do anything.
All right. Well, are we ready to begin?
Let's play.
If it'll work. There we
No.
go.
Yeah.
Round one. Who's who? This will be
I'm me.
a prompt about...
He's on first.
This will be a prompt about something something about this guy's life, and you will tell me who it is. So, question one: who is the Archie Sonic writer who has held characters hostage through legal disputes and contract loopholes?
My God.
We literally just talked about him recently.
Yeah.
Ken Penders.
It sure is.
Ken pendered a little too hard.
Ken Penders.
Yeah,
One of the main reasons that Knuckles has no personality or backstory anymore.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We are actually uniquely armed. We just edited the last episode of Amy,
Also,
which is literally exclusively talking about the Archie comics.
That is true. And also, it's pretty hard to not know who this is.
So this is a leftover from when this was just going to be a Sonic quiz for you.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I knew you were going to get this one right away. And there's another couple in here that I know you guys will get right away.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ken Penders.
question 2: who is the video game developer who went from working for HAL Laboratory to becoming the president of Nintendo?
Oh, Dan, do you know this one? That's fine, I do. It's Satoru Iwata.
Correct. Satoru Iwata.
Yeah, I never would have.
Who started his profession working as a programmer for HAL Laboratory before working his way up to the ranks as president, which he served as until his passing.
He's
I think 2013, something like that.
No,
Later
than that,
okay.
because the last public announcement he made was sorry for the disappointing E3.
Right. Yeah.
But that was like 2016,
Something like that.
I
yeah.
think.
Somewhere around
And this man is the reason Earthbound, I think, is in America, if I'm not mistaken.
He's one of the main reasons. Yeah.
So I respect the hell out of this man for various reasons, but that's one of my biggest chops I always give to Iwata, is giving us Earthbound.
He's also one of the main reasons Pokemon is a thing.
Like at all?
Yeah, he developed one of the core pieces of programming that allowed them to, I think, put so many sprites in the game or something like that.
Wow.
Oh.
He saved a couple of Nintendo's properties over the years
Oh,
in terms
yeah.
of saving them from death.
Absolutely.
I believe it.
Next question.
Question 3. Who is the businessman who joined Microsoft in 1988 and is now the CEO of Microsoft Gaming?
Fucking God.
Oh, shit. Fuck. I don't know my Microsoft lore as well as I should. Oh, is this, fuck.
He's a relatively big internet meme and personality for being so fucking horrendously bad at his job.
Is it Jeff Keighley? No. Fuck.
I'll give you one more guess.
Businessman who joined Microsoft in 1980 is the CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Fuck.
Jeff Foxworthy.
No. Don't waste our guess.
I'll take that as a joke answer. Like,
I mean,
Dan's.
yeah, 'cause
I'll still
I-
give you one more serious guess.
Don't take anything I say seriously.
Shit. Fuck.
The
Why
answer
am I-
is not shit.
Thank you.
Let me know when you either give up or have another guess.
I feel like I know who it is, and I can't.
I like to solve the puzzle. It's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. God damn it.
You literally, I have no fucking clue.
I don't know this one. I give up. I
It
can't.
is Phil Spencer.
Oh.
Jeff Keighley is the organizer of Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
Fuck.
Who is, I think, started in gaming journalism, if I remember
Doesn't he
correctly.
do the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does the Game Awards and he does Summer Games Fest.
That's one.
But he never worked for Microsoft that I'm aware of. I think he started in gaming journalism. But yeah, Phil Spencer, who I actually didn't know he had been with Microsoft that long before I was researching this question. I thought he was a relatively new addition.
Guess not.
Anyway, next person.
All right, Phil.
You know, it's a dumb question to ask now, but can we swear?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Shit.
I haven't explicitly sworn yet, but my content is not made for children and I'm not monetized yet, so I don't care.
All right. That's
I'd like
fair.
to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, I figured one of you guys would get this
Oh,
immediately.
yeah. That's.
Yeah, go ahead. Either one of you.
Oh no.
I'm not even going to read the question. I don't feel like I
no.
have to.
I lost it.
I have it, but I just like watching
It's
this.
Kojima.
Hideo
For,
Kojima.
Hideo. Yeah, Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
This was a gimme question
What a
because I
suave man.
ran out of ideas of people to put in this.
Hideo.
So I've heard his name so many times over the Metal
How
Gear
can you
playthrough.
forget the funny Hideo meme during Metal Gear when it came up when it flashed and it said Hideo instead of video?
Oh yeah,
How could you forget?
that's part of the reason.
Cute.
During this Psycho Mantis fight.
Yeah.
Fifth and final Who's Who. Who started their career as a LucasArts developer before founding Double Fine Productions? Yes, Ferris? Do you have something to say?
You
You were so excited and now
Yep.
you don't know his name.
I remember his first name. I forget his last name. Oh, there it is. Tim Schafer.
Yep. Tim
This
Schafer.
man is my icon.
This was put in specifically for you because I knew you would know this right away.
This man, if you guys don't know, if you haven't heard me talk about this man before, which that's rare, but if you haven't heard me talk about this man before,
No, it's Double Fine, not rare.
good point. This Double Fine man,
Got him.
this amazing individual who literally is just like, I want to make this video game that is literally going to transform this 18-year-old's life, and they're not even going to know it. And then I'm going to do it again in 2020.
I mean, not to mention he also transformed PC gaming completely because he was one of the big reasons that things like Monkey Island exists during his time at LucasArts.
Yeah, because
Oh,
didn't he
shit.
make that?
He was one of the lead directors and programmers of
Yeah.
Monkey Island. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally created my favorite video game franchise of all time, Psychonauts.
Obviously
And
Psychonauts, yeah.
His like
Yep.
creative his ideas and his like creative like work ethic is incredible. And I remember when they made Psychonauts 2, he's like, we're doing away with crunch time. He's like, we can't.
I remember that. I read that in an interview on Game Informer
I love this
with
man.
him.
He was in a panel with Jack Black, and it was funny because they look exactly the same.
They do look a lot alike.
Yeah.
So,
Alrighty.
all right.
That's
Next
it
question.
for Who's Who.
Woo!
Now we
Connect
go into round
Party.
2, General Trivia.
What?
He made Connect Party.
He did technically make Connect Party, yeah, but
Yeah.
that game's fun.
The game is fun.
That gave us a lot of hours of fun as kids.
That is true.
Fair.
So,
General trivia.
Question number 1. True or false? Apple has made a video game console.
True.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
I feel like
It
they
is
have.
true.
Yeah.
Ew.
The
Yeah.
Apple Bandai Pippin.
Yep. Didn't do very
Technically
well.
during the 5th generation, I think that would have fallen under. And no, it did absolutely horrendously.
Yeah. And look at the
That's-
fucking controller.
That's clearly a PS3.
The
that
boomerang controller.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boomerang.
it actually looks like a Dreamcast.
It looks
It
like
does look like a
it looks
Dreamcast.
like a Sega Saturn and a Philips CDI and a PS3 hate fucked. That's what it looks like.
All
Wow.
right. Question number 2. What was the first console to use cartridges for their games?
To use cartridges specifically is a good question. I'm assuming it was the Atari,
I am also.
but that could be wrong
I'm going to assume.
because that feels like the easy answer.
Is that your final answer?
Was it the Atari? No.
I want to
Atari-
say it was the Atari, but I don't know if that's right.
Atari popularized it.
It did.
For sure.
But I don't think.
Oh, shit.
Was it the Jaguar? No.
Ooh, that's
No.
way later.
That's
Yeah,
way
that was
later.
way later.
Also, isn't that an
am I
Atari
talking
system?
about?
That is also
It is.
Atari.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It was Leapfrog.
It was Leapfrog.
I will give you one hint in that it came out the same year as the 2600, but came out first.
Oh.
It is not the 2600. I guess I will give you that. but it came out in the same year, just earlier in the year.
What is the name of that? Is it the
company was based?
The
out
Odyssey
of,
was the first video game console, but I don't know if it used cartridges.
Okay, that was what I thought.
The company is also based out of Connecticut, or was. They are no longer.
Connecticut?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro. There goes my knowledge of what this could have been.
There were actually 2 major video game companies in the early days of gaming that were based out of Connecticut.
That's awesome.
I believe it.
Good for us.
We're not even Connecticut.
No, but we're close.
Fine.
It's U.S. East Coast. I count that as a win.
Fine. You know what? You're absolutely right.
We don't get many. Let me have one.
Yeah. No shit. What the hell?
I mean, BioShock was developed here.
Yes, it was.
So there's that.
We gave you Germa 985. Be grateful.
Is he from around here?
Yeah, he's from Boston.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just moved to Vegas.
Anyway,
did, yeah.
what's your answer here?
Fuck, man. I'm not sure.
So,
Dan, swing a guess. You have that poster on your wall.
I know. I'm literally like running.
It's really
through
funny
those
because I
posters in my
can
head.
almost guarantee you have the same poster I do.
Well,
that
we
I
probably do.
that I looked at specifically to influence these questions.
God, that's totally fair.
Is it the one like the white background with all the controllers?
It's like the
No,
periodic.
Dan has the periodic table.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I have a white one where it's all of the controllers from like every single video game console.
I mean, the periodic table is essentially the same thing. It
Yeah.
just puts it in a periodic table format.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck. I'm trying to remember what the name of that system is.
No, that came out after.
Do you remember
ColecoVision?
ColecoVision?
Or was that after?
Came out after.
That was
I was
after?
gonna say, I think that was after. Yeah.
Because that was the keyboard.
What's
wasn't it?
that? What the hell is the name of that system?
That's the other one based out of Connecticut.
Oh,
Coleco.
cool. What's
That-
it? What, Dan?
I was thinking of like that one video that JonTron did. I think it was. Okay.
Which video?
I can't
The
remember.
Hercules one?
The Hercules one, yeah, the one that he played on.
That's the Coleco.
That's the ColecoVision.
On the keyboard?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a Coleco.
That's the
yeah.
Coleco.
That was a ColecoVision.
Oh wait, no, that's not Coleco. That's
No, wait,
Commodore.
that's
No,
the
wait,
Commodore.
the Commodore.
The Commodore.
Yeah.
The Commodore
Commodore.
64.
Was that the tape?
Yeah,
That was
that's
the
a-
tape,
Those
yeah.
are cassette tapes.
Although I don't think that counts. That doesn't count as a cartridge.
It does not.
No.
Right.
That was so fucking weird. Putting a game on a tape. Or was that a joke?
No,
That was real?
Yeah.
No.
That's crazy.
Did you see the edit? That was the sound it actually made.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
And then Kid Icarus made the exact same joke in the Jesus video,
Yeah.
Oh,
where
yeah.
he purposely put in a Commodore tape into a tape player.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want me to just move on? Do you give up?
I feel like it was like a fucking. I feel like the remote was like a fucking. Was a either a DVD remote or is the fucking. The thing.
You talking like the
The
Atari
spinny
type?
thing.
No,
man.
actually,
The
the
spinny thing?
oh, I know what you're thinking. I know what console you're thinking of, and I'm done giving hints at this point.
Okay.
That's fair.
I do know what console you're talking about, though.
All right. I don't know.
It is the Fairchild Channel F.
I never would have guessed
Fuck off. What?
in a million
It actually
years.
was pretty popular in its time. It was one of the first
guess.
3 video game consoles ever made. The Magnavox Odyssey would have come out a couple of years before this. The Channel F beat the Atari 2600, I think, by a couple months,
Wow.
5 or 6 months. But the idea of protecting the pins of the chipboard in a plastic shell, which then became what we know as cartridges, was created by one of the engineers at Fairchild.
Wow.
Wow. What is that controller?
It was also a evolutionary controller. It was essentially you held it up and moved the joystick with your thumb
Oh.
on top.
That's cool.
And it had a button on the top that you could push.
I like that.
Yeah. Bonus point here for either one of you. What does the F stand for in Channel F?
Fuck.
Fun.
You're actually right.
Fun, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Channel Fun. The
Exactly.
Fairchild Channel Fun.
Yeah.
That was the... But yeah, Fairchild was based in Connecticut initially. They're gone
Huh.
now. They've been long gone.
I'd figured
Well,
as much.
yeah. I mean, I haven't heard
Yeah.
from them, so
I've
they
never
stopped
heard of
returning
them.
my calls.
The one that you were thinking of with the spinny thing on top was the Intellivision.
Oh
That came a number of years later.
Got
The
it.
Damn it.
Mattel Intellivision.
Fuck.
All right, that's fine.
Which of these canceled Sega consoles is fake? The Sega Neptune, the Sega Pluto, the Sega Jupiter, or the Sega VR?
Okay, well, I know the Sega Saturn is real.
Saturn's not even on the list, buddy.
I know.
Well, this has canceled Sega consoles.
Yeah.
The Saturn happened.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't critique my thought process. I know what I'm doing, but I've never heard of the It might have been the Neptune, because I don't remember hearing about a Sega VR.
Honestly,
but I guess that's entire. But it's also the only fucking thing on this list that's not named after a planet. But I feel like that's to throw us off.
I was gonna say that could be a red herring.
It's definitely not Jupiter,
No,
because
I think it's
that
Neptune.
was just like Saturn, Jupiter.
I think it's Neptune.
I think it's
because-
Neptune because I think that's what they were gonna call the Dreamcast.
Yeah, and also the fact that no one gives a shit about Neptune. So I'm
is
confident
fair.
it's Neptune.
Sega Pluto. It's not Pluto. It's not Pluto or Jupiter, and I don't remember a Sega VR system. And if they ever made one, I don't think they would have called it Sega VR.
So this is the one that you think is fake out of this list.
I
that did
think-
not
I
exist.
think Neptune is fake.
canceled Sega. Which of these Sega? Holy shit! Which of these canceled Sega consoles is fake?
Meaning
So
one of the
three
ones
of them
that-
are real and
Yes.
one is fake.
correct.
Yes.
3 of these are actual Sega consoles that never made it to market, and then one of them is fake. They were the 3 of them were announced or at least confirmed to be in development, but did not make it to market. And then I made up one of these.
I honestly think Pluto's fake.
Dan.
Interesting.
I
I
think
think
Pluto's
Neptune
fake.
is fake.
I think Pluto's fake because they made the Saturn.
They did.
So my brain, maybe Jupiter's fake then because the Sega Neptune and the Sega Pluto. No, Jupiter's fake. Final answer for me, Jupiter's fake.
I still think Neptune's fake. So
Varus is correct.
I fucking because they wouldn't go backwards, Dan. Sega never looks back. For better or for worse, they never look back.
Sega Pluto, which is this one here on the top right, was a unreleased version of the Sega Genesis that had the 32X built in. The Neptune, which is this one here in the middle, was a version of the Sega Saturn that was supposed to be a lot slimmer and a lot cheaper, and had a bunch of features and shit stripped back. The Sega VR is a real thing that was advertised in magazines and everything, was supposed to come out. This technology would eventually evolve into what became the Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the Sega VR was being developed by the same company that would then get abandoned by Sega to go pick up by Nintendo with the Virtual Boy.
and then that didn't really get anywhere either.
Nope, but it at least made it to market.
That's true.
What the fuck happened to the actual visor setup instead of the stupid bullshit that the Virtual Boy had?
They were worried that kids would wear it and walk into walls and stuff.
Oh.
Also,
be fair.
Yeah.
being able to connect it to your face was encouraging them to play for longer, which was also not advised with the screen. So they put it on legs to almost make it so you'd be uncomfortable to not play it for very long.
Yeah, we just don't care anymore.
No.
As a society.
There was a shoulder mount in development that Nintendo patented, but it never made it to market.
Yeah, probably because the console
Yeah, the console
sucked.
sucked.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Next one.
Well, shit.
this video game mascot got his start on the 3DO before eventually transitioning to the PS1 and N64.
The 3DO?
Mhm.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what is
The 3DO?
You guys have never heard of the 3DO?
Not
No.
specifically.
So 3DO was actually a really interesting concept at the time. This would have fallen into the 6th generation of gaming. So PS2, Xbox, Dreamcast, or actually 5th, one before that, PS2, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, so on. The concept of 3DO was kind of similar to the CDI concept, where the company 3DO licensed out the idea of making consoles that could play their games to any company that wanted it.
Oh, interesting.
So, like, any company could technically make a 3DO console if they wanted to. 3DO would make and distribute the games, and then other hardware companies would make devices that could play them. It did not do very well. but
Man,
the-
I wonder.
funnily enough, the Panasonic 3DO was the best selling one of the bunch. It was considered ahead of its time though, because it was slightly more powerful than a lot of the other consoles in its time.
Is this mascot even...
He is relevant, yes, and he's made by a fairly large developer. It was one of their first games.
What?
So
PS1 and N64. So it's on both.
Yep.
yeah,
So
that's
it's not strictly to one, which
Sequels also made their way onto stuff like the Atari Jaguar and stuff like that. He made his way around after the 3DO crumbled.
wow, that's not helpful.
What I'm saying more so is this franchise went fully multi-platform after the 3DO fell apart. He was
Got it.
he was on everything.
Got it. PS1 and N64 is what's fucking with me because it's
Yeah.
not Croc.
No.
Because Croc was not on the N64, which, by the way, that's getting remade.
I know. I want to.
I
I
heard
want to
just
buy that
crazy.
so badly. The copy of Croc I bought from a used game store didn't work, so I never got a chance to play it.
Actually, we have a broken Croc as well on the PS1.
I put it
Yeah.
in my PS2, and then I have it on the PS1 too.
Yeah.
But I put it in my PS2, and it wouldn't read. And then I tried to put it in the PS3, and it wouldn't read either.
For
Wait,
us, it would read for like 5 minutes, and then it would crash.
Was Glover on the PS1? No, that was N64.
Yes, it
was it?
Mhm.
So, okay, so Glover was on the PS1.
It was also on the N64.
It was also on the N64.
Yes,
So-
that I know.
It was native to the N64, but it also got a PS1 port.
Checks out. Okay.
It's not.
So that's an
It's
option.
not Rascal.
It's not. No.
God,
God, we don't need to talk about the Rascal.
no, we don't.
I'm actually kind of shocked that my video game knowledge is a lot deeper than yours. I kind of figured we were on even ground.
Well,
But I guess
mine's-
yours is more modern. Mine's more retro. I know a lot about retro stuff.
Well, that's not entirely true.
Not entirely true, but
I have a lot of retro
Yeah.
knowledge. It's just not like as my knowledge of
niche.
well, my knowledge is in a different category than yours.
Fair.
It's
Our
not-
knowledge is in lore.
Yeah, I know a lot more. About,
I know a lot about the history more than I know about the lore.
Yeah.
Right, and that's where our brains are
I
different.
used to
I'm
be
fascinated by the nobody video game consoles. Like,
I-
Fair.
Yeah, I used to be I was the person to talk to about this old stuff back in the day. I haven't been keeping up because and also I didn't even know half this shit existed either. And I've watched every fucking goddamn video essay under the sun. So I'm just surprised that I'm learning
actually
new
just watched a
things.
video essay about the 3DO the other day. Somebody played every single RPG that released on it.
Jeez.
Wow. Okay.
It was like a
So-
4-hour long video.
Yeah, I used to be my whole thing is retro games. I love retro games. That's my niche is retro stuff.
I think when I said modern, I kind of my
good.
idea of modern I think is too wide for a lot of people. I would consider 2000s onward to be modern. When I say retro, I mean like 90s to the 60s kind of thing when gaming first started.
I guess
That's still retro, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's like 80s and onward, usually.
yeah.
Or like 90s and onward. So I guess that's fair. My knowledge is more in the like between 96 and like 2012. I think is where a lot of my stuff is. Yeah. So
3DO would have been just a little bit before.
Yeah.
Actually, during that, just like at the start of that period of time. Anyway,
It starts to get fuzzier the more I
Yeah.
go back. So
do we have a final answer? Do we give up?
I will relinquish my crown. That's fine. As much as it fucking hurts. The only mascot that I can think of off the top of my head that was popular, that was on the PS1 and the N64, would be either Glover, just because I know like.
I'll give you one final hint if you want it.
Okay.
He got 3 installments, 3 mainline installments,
That's
and
not
2
Color.
spin-off installments on the GBC, Game Boy Color.
Oh, the Game Boy Color.
And Game Boy. It would be the Game Boy Color. Too soon for the Game Boy.
Now I
Advance.
really want to say Croc, but Croc was not on the N64. I think.
You know, I had a guess, and then you said that, and I'm like, nope, that can't be right then.
2 Game Boy Color spin-offs and 3 mainline entries.
I was gonna guess Mega Man.
That makes
Oh,
no
no.
sense.
Mega Man wouldn't have gotten his start on the 3DO.
I mean, I guess not.
It was a homegrown SNES.
Yeah. NES.
Proper
Forgot
NES.
about
Yeah, yeah, right. The original, what it was 5 are on the E NES.
The original like 10.
No,
they were well, yeah,
There
no,
was
the
like
Zero
9
series
Mega Man
was the one on
games
the
on
SNES.
the NES.
There's a
Anyway,
lot
we're
on
gonna
the NES.
There's
but
a lot
like-
of Mega Man games on the NES.
But I know 10 is at least on.
Yeah, because that's Mega Man X.
Exactly. That's definitely SNES. If you try to convince me that's an NES game, I'm
No,
No,
Mega
there's
Man
not-
X was on the Xbox 360, was
there-
it not?
Mega Man X was on the SNES.
No, I meant 10. Like Mega Man, like
Oh,
properly
that
Mega Man
was
10.
that was like that was like the
Yeah,
other year.
That was like Xbox 360, I think. Yeah.
that was
anyway,
like something else
I
entirely.
think
but-
it's Xbox One.
Yeah. No. So either way, I'm dumb.
3 mainline games and 2 Game Boy Color spin-offs, so they hate themselves. That helps a
Yeah.
little. It's not. Who the fuck? Who the fuck?
Yeah, even I'm like, who the fuck is
It's
that?
it's a mascot that I hear a lot of people want a remake for now.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
of at least the first 3 games, because they're not very readily available anymore, and they haven't been for a while.
Sly Cooper?
No, because he
No.
wasn't on N64.
That was PS2.
Oh,
that was
right.
later.
Yeah, shit. Fuck. Because he doesn't have, his games aren't really available that
fuck is
much.
on-
Unless you
Actually,
have a
now they're all
PS3.
on PS5 now through the
Oh.
Classics catalog.
That is true.
Right. Well, because I think originally they were gate kept behind their stupid fucking service. And now
It's
not
it's
anymore.
my IP to sit on and do nothing with.
Yeah. I can't let them. Oh, God.
Anyway,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
do y'all give up?
We've been on this question.
This is
forever.
disappointing
Yeah, we
that I
have.
can't fucking think of this because mascots are my whole thing. I would have said maybe. Oh, is it Ty?
No.
Fuck.
I'm
It
waiting for it to be
is-
like Blinks or some shit.
Gex. He was
Fuck.
big at his time.
Of course it was.
Fuck.
Gex.
No.
That makes a lot of sense actually. Now that you
So
say that.
Gex was one of the first games ever developed by Crystal Dynamics.
Wait, Gex is getting a remake of
Is
his
he
first
soon?
3 games. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't
he
hear
is.
about that.
Yeah. He is getting that. Fuck you, Gex.
The first ever
God.
game released on the 3DO, developed by Crystal Dynamics, but then when the 3DO crumbled, they ported the first one into PS1 and N64.
Ugh.
I didn't know that was on the N64.
Yeah.
Shit.
Sorry, I just forgot about him because I hate him.
You don't want to play Enter the Gecko?
Fuck no.
Anyway,
I don't want to enter that gecko. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway.
question 5. Which one of these companies is not owned by Nintendo? Camelot Software Planning, Monolith Soft, IQ, or One Up Studio?
One Up Studio is not real. That's not real.
They are real.
No. There's no way.
You know,
All 4 of these are real companies.
That's fucking
It's just a
made
matter
up.
of which one is not owned by Nintendo.
Okay, well, if One Up Studio, there's
all
no
real.
fucking way because the rest, Camelot is absolutely owned by Nintendo.
yes. I think
Monolith
Monolith
Soft-
is too.
Huh?
I think Monolith is too.
I feel like they are. IQ, I feel like
I think it's either IQ or One Up. Ironically,
I feel like One Up. There's no fucking way that One Up Studio is owned by Nintendo. I've not seen a Nintendo game in my entire life released under One Up Studio.
okay. So you do want to lock in One Up?
I feel like One Up is not owned by Nintendo.
Okay. Well, we'll go with that answer then.
I feel like that's
Is that your
it.
final answer?
That's my answer. I feel like One Up is fake, or not fake. Sorry, not owned by Nintendo.
Camelot.
Camelot's
not
not
owned by
owned.
They are actually majority owned by Sega nowadays.
Huh?
Camelot Software Planning has always been an independent contractor to Nintendo. They have never been owned by Nintendo, and actually nowadays they are majority owned by Sega.
Huh.
I was like, this is going to be a trick question. I was like, it's going to be Camelot. And
That
I was
is
like,
a
no. Camelot, I was like, Camelot has to be owned
Monolith
by Nintendo.
Soft is obviously Xenoblade and everything. They are owned by Nintendo.
Yeah,
IQ is Nintendo's Chinese division
yeah.
that releases games for China.
Yeah.
One Up Studio is the developer of, or actually more of a help studio for Super Mario 3D World, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, the Triforce Heroes, Super Mario Odyssey, Ring Fit Adventures, New Horizons, 3D All Stars. More as a
Jesus.
support studio than anything.
Huh.
They were originally gone by the name as of Brownie Brown, apparently, according to Wikipedia,
Brownie
where they worked on the
Brown?
Mana series.
Oh, okay. I know the
Um,
Mana series.
Okay.
Dude, I
Wow.
don't think,
But they are real.
I don't think they got a. They don't get like a splash screen though.
No, I don't think they do because they're
No.
technically an internal studio at Nintendo, but they do. It's almost like a Sonic Team to Sega kind of deal, where like
sure, but
they
Sonic
are
Team-
a fully internal development team, but they act as an independent unit.
Got it. Well, because Sonic Team has a splash.
They do,
screen.
but more so, I was saying like Sonic Team is also fully under the Sega umbrella, but works as an
I
individual
guess
unit.
that makes sense because
Yeah.
every time there's a game that Camelot produces, their name is always separate from Nintendo's. It's the same thing with like Alpha Dream and Hudson.
Which Alpha Dream
They're gone.
was
but
owned by Nintendo. They're gone now.
They were not owned by Nintendo.
I thought they.
The reason why they went under, I'm pretty sure, is because Nintendo didn't buy them or save
which
them.
would make sense because that's one of the main reasons Rare wanted to go to Microsoft.
Right. That's what I heard about Alpha. I don't think
Anyway.
Alpha Dream is owned by them.
We've got one final round.
Okay.
This one should be faster.
Guess the disc.
Guess the disc art.
Okay.
Oh.
Question 1.
Well,
This
that
is
one's
easy.
easy.
Well, that one,
This
yeah.
is super
Yeah,
easy.
New Super Mario Brothers Wii. I literally
Yeah.
talked about it in my Super Mario Land video.
I love this disc art. I knew it'd be easy. I just love this disc art, so
It
I
is
put it
fun,
in.
yeah.
This is very nice.
That's Sonic
That's Sonic 06.
I love that you guys both knew that so fast.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
That's the
this is so generic that it could be any Sonic game on the PS3.
No.
No, you knew
no,
it right
that
away.
is the only game Sonic looked like that.
That's true, yeah.
That's
Twilight
Twilight
Princess.
Princess, yeah.
I figured we'd spend so long on the last one that I made all these fairly easy.
Fair enough.
Nope. Oh, that's Grand Theft Auto.
Is that Vice City? Or is that San Andreas? I'll be honest, I didn't really play GTA.
The unfortunate bit is that I made this so long ago that I'll be finding out with the rest of you, so I can't even.
That's totally
I
fair.
think it's Vice
I
City.
think it's Vice City
I think it's
also.
Vice-
I am pretty sure you are correct. Let's find
Yeah,
out.
Okay.
it's Vice City.
It's Vice
Cool.
City. Okay,
I
I
glitched.
thought you were correct.
Okay.
Final one.
That is
Oh,
definitely
that's
God of War.
Which one?
That's what I'm trying to figure
I think
out.
It's 2.
Do you think so?
I think it's 2.
It's God of War 3.
Is it?
Because
Is that
it's
your
on
final
the.
answer.
For one, it's on the PS3.
Oh, good point. It is on the PS3.
Yes.
Well,
so
God of War 1 and 2 did get PS3 ports through the HD collection.
through the HD collection.
So it would have said
So my guess
collection.
is God of War 3.
Correct.
I wouldn't have known. So
Yeah.
I put this one in thinking it would be trickier because there are like 6 God of War games on the PS3 if you count all of like the re-releases they did, because they did the HD collection, which is 1 and 2.
Yeah.
There was God of War 3, and then there was God of War: The Complete Saga, which was 1, 2, 3, Ascension, and Chains of Olympus. And then Ascension got its own disc as well. So
Yep.
You know what I'm realizing is not that we have a lot of niche knowledge of games. It's that we have such a specific niche knowledge
Yeah.
that if you go into it, we will know it immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Hence
funny
Sonic 06.
because when people
that was so fast.
I know.
but it's also because like if people are like, you know, oh, which God of War game is this? It's like, well, Dan's like, well, it's God of War 3 because it's on the PS3. Like
Yeah.
any God of War fan would be like, well, fuck, it could be this one or this
Yeah.
one or this one, but we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't
You know
really
the
play
bare
God of War.
basics, yeah.
So we're like, oh, God of War 3, I guess.
fucking love the God of War franchise.
So it was just like, not that we don't care. Sorry, that was harsh, but it's like we don't really play God of War that much. Dan does a little, but like, so
but I'm also sitting here thinking like, what how fucked does he want this to be? Like
Sure.
in your head also?
that's fair.
I'm like, it probably would be reasonable and pick like a solid game as opposed to a collection. So
If I am being completely honest, like I said earlier, I made this final round knowing we would spend so long in the trivia section that I wanted to make this one super quick.
that's totally
fair.
Because
fair.
this is the final question. Thank you for
Wow.
playing.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I win with God of War.
If y'all want to continue the trivia train or whatever we decide to play, we haven't decided yet. I did a video over on these guys' channel too, the Cartridge Crusaders, where I am a reoccurring cast member.
Yes.
He's a part of our team.
So if you liked this video, you should go over to theirs. It's probably linked on the end card right after this. It's also in the description. And bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Come see.